Imagine being trapped in a virtual reality game that has become your only reality, where death is permanent, and the only way to survive is to command a vessel of war on the high seas of a fantasy world. You aren't just a player, you're a captain, and your ship is your lifeblood. Welcome to Gunboat, the third explosive installment in Dean Henegar's LitRPG adventure series. If you love naval combat mechanics, strategic resource management, and the sheer, unadulterated thrill of watching a protagonist turn a ragtag crew and a modest vessel into a legendary force of nature, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in progression fantasy, blending the tactical depth of sea battles with the addictive dopamine hit of leveling up your ship and your skills. The narrative kicks off with our protagonist having survived the initial trials of the game, only to realize that the stakes have been raised. The waters are more dangerous, the enemies are smarter, and the political landscape of the server is shifting toward all-out war. The atmosphere is thick with the salt spray of the ocean, the creaking of timber under stress, and the creeping dread of knowing that every horizon could hide a pirate fleet or a monster from the deep. Henegar excels at making naval warfare feel incredibly grounded and high stakes, turning every cannon volley, every maneuver, and every repair job into a massive, hard-earned victory against an unstoppable tide of chaos. At the core of the book's addictive appeal is its brilliantly logical, deeply crunchy progression system and the spectacular Naval Commander trope. This isn't just about swinging a sword, it's about optimizing your ship's stats, managing your crew's morale, and using the environment to outsmart enemies who have superior firepower. Watching the protagonist reverse engineer enemy tactics, craft upgraded cannons from rare materials, and completely shock arrogant, high-tier players with their unconventional naval strategies is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat and the satisfying chiming ding of a massive level up to life, making every milestone feel like a hard-earned victory. But beyond the stats and the sea battles, the soul of Gunboat lies in its characters and the heavy burden of leadership. The protagonist isn't just a cold, calculating min-maxer. They are a deeply human individual struggling with the moral weight of commanding lives in a world where mistakes are fatal. He quickly forms bonds with a beautifully dysfunctional found family of crew members who help him navigate the treacherous waters of the game's social order. The banter is razor-sharp, providing much-needed levity as his friends watch him casually calculate the trajectory of a broadside while dodging a kraken's tentacle. Their unbreakable trust in him provides the emotional grounding needed when the world starts throwing literal world-ending threats their way. As the plot accelerates toward its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A massive, coordinated assault by a rival guild or a legendary sea monster forces the protagonist to push their abilities and their ship to their absolute limits. The finale is a spectacular display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming naval firepower, and raw, unbridled ingenuity. The protagonist doesn't just survive the assault, he completely shatters the local power scaling, using a ridiculous, highly technical combination of ship upgrades and crew skills to turn the enemy's ultimate attack into a mere stepping stone. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive dopamine-fueled victory that proves the most dangerous captain isn't the one with the biggest ship, it's the one who knows how to sail it. Gunboat is a triumph of the lit RPG and naval fantasy genres. It is smart, action-packed, and unapologetically addictive. Dean Henegar has crafted a milestone book that perfectly captures the thrill of breaking the apocalypse with a cannon and a compass. Plug in your headphones, check your sails, and join the captain. The sea is fast and dangerous, but his legend is just beginning.